a text this morning, and my homegirl was like, all right, Trick, if you do not come out with a new episode by Monday, I said, girl, I got you. I've just been going through it. I've been going through a lot. But I'm here, and I always want to be here to talk and to share. Whew. We got a lot to cover. But before we cover, there was a small complaint. Someone was like, Charlie, you don't cover world events. It would be so cool if you were like way more worldly media savvy and shit. And I was like, oh, you want me to like go on Access Hollywood and like watch shit, report it back? Not what I do, but I can try. So after like 5 weeks, I didn't go on Access Hollywood, but I did turn on my TV. And I was like, oh shit, we're kind of in a war, World War III almost. Had my ass watch news, and of course I got depressed. And I thought of my grandma. My grandma, God bless her, she always said, okay, a lot of things are going on and you're watching this, but how are you? So I had to channel it back to me. How are you, Charlie? What's going on, girl? How are you? And sometimes I feel like we get so passionate about things, right? This is going on, and we allow ourselves to get stressed about shit that has nothing to do with us directly. Great, you can go off and you can fight someone's war, you can protest, you can stand up to whatever you want, but you still got to check in with yourself. How are you? So I ask you that. How are you? I will tell you how I am. This episode, and I apologize. You know what? I was going to say I apologize for the title. But you know what? No, fuck it. I don't apologize. So this episode is called Bitch, I Brought a Scale. And I don't want to mean to call someone a bitch, but let me tell you, I am coming to you today as a friend. I'm coming to you today as a sister, as a kiki, as... Ooh, and if you want me to be something stronger, I can. No, but I am coming to you so humble, so just me. Like, yes, I'm your podcast host and all this shit, but no, honey, I am coming to you as a fucking friend. And if I was talking to my friend, this is hot tea, bitch. So yeah, before I go into why I brought a skill and what happened, I'm going to give you a little bit about what led to it. But I'm going to give you the positives first, okay? I woke up maybe a month ago, a couple of days ago. I looked into the mirror and I was like, damn, bitch, I saw my hips. Now, I used to always complain about this, even my past trainer, when I used to like hire one. Those days are gone, by the way. But when I used to be like, oh, can I grow some hips? Because I always had ass. I felt like I had one of those church booties, grandma booties. It's like the things where you can sit a mug on there, but I've never had like hips, like a spreader, as I call them. So I love women who are pear shaped. I'm like, yes, I've always had this beautiful affinity for women with pear shapes. Like my mom is a pear shape, my auntie. A lot of women in my family, they're like flat chested, but they have the thighs and big old booty. That didn't happen with me. But I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh my gosh, I have thighs. Oh shit. So I was excited. And also my butt, I was getting more compliments on my butt. And I was like, what is going on? I went skiing. I've learned how to ski, guys. You got to do one thing that scares you. But I realized I had the biggest butt there. And it's okay, but it was weird. I'm getting compliments on my butt. I'm waking up naked. I usually like avoid my belly sometimes, but I'm looking at my thighs and I'm like, shit, I like the way my thighs look. Wow. So I gave it to biking because, of course, I've been spinning about 2 or 3 times a week. I've been obsessed with all of those male cyclists with really big asses. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bike. So I attributed it to that. I was like, okay, that's why my thighs are spreading because, hey, I'm biking a lot. Awesome. Charge it to the game. Now, I picked up, this is where we go down the rabbit hole, but I picked up a jump rope after a month of not jumping. So I was like, okay, let me, get some jumps in because I felt like on my watch, and this is another sign I was not burning enough. Usually I can find myself in a 130 to 150 burn zone, and it's been really hard cracking that 120 burn zone. I wear iWatch. I believe in iWatches. I believe in the Fitbits, whatever it tells you what your heart is doing. I'm sorry, believe it. It's important. You have to know if you're moving enough. So my heart wasn't really elevating enough. I'm like, okay, let me jump rope. Let me change up my routine. Bitch, I jumped. I was tired. I was hurting. But I blamed it on the bra I was wearing because I wasn't wearing a proper bra. So I was like, that's why it hurt. But it hurt to the point where I didn't want to jump rope again. And I always want to jump rope. But that's when I knew something was different. I was like, okay, Charlie, you don't want to jump rope. What's going on? And I ran. I got out of breath. I was like, okay, this is off. All right. But, I still didn't put two and two together. I just blamed it on cold. It's the winter. You're not feeling well. I went to the gym and I tried to run straight 3 miles without stopping. And I could not run 3 miles. I had to stop like 3 or 4 times. I was like, wait, this is odd. This was when shit got real. And why does it always involve sex? Oh my gosh. But whatever value, right? But so I was with a friend, and you know what? No, some people, they call it in the South, we call it maintenance. They say booty call. Or my friend gave me a beautiful word for this: sexual health advocate. This is someone who shows up, makes sure that you are healthy in your sexual needs. I love that, right? How elevated. So I have a sexual health advocate who who I call on every now and then, for maintenance. And this person makes sure that I am sexually healthy in the best way. It is the best interaction I have sometimes. So my sexual health advocate came over, and I am allowed to be a pillow princess. I love it. I am a worker. I believe in getting to work, but there is nothing like somebody who just wants you just to, like, their value is just you being there. Just go, ooh, ah, it's good. And like, it's everything. I get to put on my pillow princess realness, honey, and I'm into it. So I lay there for my sexual health advocate to do his maintenance on me. And I like to watch. And what's great about my sexual health advocate, my advocate really gets into it, where he gets excited, and you just see the excitement to the point where they gotta like touch themselves while they're doing you, and like it's amazing. So I like to watch and look because I really get excited because I want you turned on. And so I couldn't watch. I was straight. Like I said, I'm talking to my friends right now. I was straining my fucking neck. I was straining. I was trying to look over my belly. I was like, what's going on? I did not have this problem 4 months ago. And I was like, shit, is that how long I called my health advocate? But damn, I did not have this problem 4 months ago. Why am I straining over my belly to look at my advocate be in heaven right now? Get to work. That shit hurts. So I gave up on trying to look, and I just look at the ceiling, to the point where my health advocate said, wow, Charlie, you must have really been into it because your eyes was like rolled back, like up at the ceiling the whole entire time. I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, no. Like, in my head, I was like, no, I wanted to look at you and I wanted to view. Goddamn, I wish we would have filmed. But my head couldn't make it there. So I just looked up in the ceiling. I never want to have that fucking moment again, by the way. Like, I like to look. Yes. So that's when I knew something was different. And I was like, okay, what has happened here? Anyway, y'all know I gotta take a moment. Let's all take a moment, please. All right. Wow. Okay, here we go. So I knew things were fucking different. I'm sorry. Like, I enjoy it. And the fact that I couldn't fully see it, that was a problem. The next day, I had a very, very traumatic day at work. Wait, I'm way too good of a person to be trampled on right now, or to be like on. I just felt like that day was a fuck you Charlie day, where it shouldn't have been, but it totally was a fuck you Charlie day. So I was overworked, stressed. I felt like I didn't have one friend on my side who I can really trust. So I'm the kind of person, either I go into this abyss of comfort food, crazy ass choices, or I go into the abyss of truth. Anything that I've been avoiding, I've been hiding, fuck it, I can take it now. I don't give a fuck. I already feel like shit now. Let's go. So I went to Target that day and I brought me a scale. Yeah. Because I was thinking about, if anything, I was like, oh my gosh, am I being used? I don't care. It's like, no, I need to see how much the fuck I weigh. For those who've been listening to me for the past 2 years, I have lost my first 100 pounds without a scale. I'm afraid of scales. Well, I don't, okay, I'm not going to say I'm afraid of scales, but I don't like scales. I don't like how I used scales in the past. I know people who weigh themselves every fucking day, who drive themselves crazy. 2 pounds, 3 pounds a weekly. I used to be that person who would weigh themselves every 4 days. I've stopped doing that shit for like 5 years. It's a scary thing. I never want to be a slave to that. And I say I don't trust a scale as far as in 5 pounds, 10 pounds. But once you pass 10 pounds, I don't know. You need to start willing in and listening in. I feel like the scale only means something if it goes past 10 pounds. I haven't been on a scale, y'all, in like 7 months maybe, since I moved into my new home. So I went to Target. I got a scale. I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I just needed some truth and clarity. And also, my skin was looking like shit. I was getting rashes, hives, and I was trying to figure out if I was stressed, if I was overworked, but why is my skin not necessarily acting right? I don't know. Anyways, I got on the scale that night. If you can, y'all, try to weigh yourself in the morning time or whatever. When you weigh yourself at nighttime, you're going to be naturally heavier. But I got on that bitch, and yep, here we go. You know what? I'm in my truth. And once again, I'm talking to you as a friend, as a girlfriend, as a kiki, as a fucking human being. Bitches, I got on the motherfucking scale and I was 18 pounds heavier. Y'all, I gained fucking 18 pounds. Now, mind you, it's probably would have been more, maybe 20 something or 30, but I think I held it off for these couple of months because I work out like a motherfucker. But I gagged. I was like, ah, shit. Whoa. 5 pounds, yeah. But 18 pounds? That's the difference. And I knew, like I said, I knew the difference was there when my maintenance man was trying to give me the best head of my life and I couldn't even enjoy it. I knew it. Like, I knew something was off when my skin was breaking out. Or it's just my attitude. I wasn't giving a fuck. I had this thing where someone like says something to me and I was like, trust me, you don't want it. And I haven't spoke that way in a very long time. Usually I'm always polite, but I was ready to take someone's head off a couple of weeks ago. And those moods, and I was like, now, this is where shit gets real. Y'all, I was not surprised I gained 18 pounds. If for those who've been listening to me, I told you I was looking on my receipts. I know who the fuck I am. I told you I was eating ice cream, almost full fat ice cream, almost every week. I'm eating Uber Eats. I knew this shit was going to catch up. I didn't know it was going to catch up like this. So I was a little bit shocked. You know what was fucking crazy? I wanted to close out all of my dating profiles. I was like, oh my gosh, no, I can't be a catfish. Like, I gained weight. Are these pictures I have even fucking accurate? Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go on a podcast hiatus. I can't, like, because I can't fake it. I'm always triggered by people who tell you what to do and they think it's what's best. And you look at their lives and it's like, what the fuck have you done? I'm sorry. I'm a Capricorn. I lead by example. It's like, no, what have you done that's been into practice? Because I'm not going to blindly follow you. Why in the fuck would I listen to you? Unless you're entertaining the fuck out of me. That happens, right? But unless that happens, it's like, why in the world am I going to listen to you? So I thought, why in the world would anyone listen to me? Shit, I'm not following this, huh? And my friend got, you know what, and thank God for friends, sat my ass down and it was like, Charlie, no, this is why you have to say something. You know how many of us fall off or we go into these diet plans and we lose weight and we gain or we don't know what triggered it or what's going on? This is why you got to say something. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here talking about, trust me, I did not want to talk about me gaining weight. I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of clarity, honesty, and truth. And this weight gain has nothing to do with me growing muscles. My friend was so cute. My friend was like, maybe it's just your muscles because you've been working out. Don't get me wrong. I have been working out the muscles, but no, baby. I told you guys, always think about, if you want to hear about accumulation, this is what happened to me. Think about that auntie's house or grandma's house or somebody you know who love Costco's and they just buy that water, like that Dannon water or that laundry and they keep on buying it because it's on sale. And you go to their house, and before you know it, you see like stacks to the point where you can't even walk into their house because you see all of their Costco buys. That's the same thing what happens to our body. That's the same thing what happens to my body. I know it. Even though I'm working out, but guess what? I'm having cookies every day. I'm having something fried that's building up into my house. There's no way I'm going to clear that. Somewhere I got clogged. Somewhere my body was like, bitch, fuck you. I'm just gonna, all this working out, whatever. I'm done. And I felt like that's what my body did. Like I said, I broke out into rashes. I was getting this inflammation pain out of nowhere. And don't get it twisted. The minute I found out I gained 18 pounds, best to believe I lost 10 of those motherfuckers within 2 weeks. Ow! Oh no, honey. So this episode, yes, is me talking shit about myself, but how you get the fuck back up, because you always get up. You always get up. I had no time. Yes, I was feeling bad for myself, and stress is a motherfucker. Let me tell you, I got myself together. I was like, I get it. I have a job where it takes 2 people to do my job, and I'm 1. Why am I sacrificing my nutrition? Because I have to problem solve somewhere. And I don't have time to make myself a fucking healthy meal or juice. Now I'm sick over a place that possibly can replace anybody within a day or 2 days. It's not worth it. It was not about working out. It was about my food, my diet. And I hate to say this. And I can't stand that I'm saying this, guys, but it is. It's about food, diet. I let my shit trip. There was a time that I claimed plant-based 90% of the time. I went out on a date with a guy. And it's so funny because he actually see my pictures, and I don't take pictures of myself. It's weird. And I don't give pictures of myself to guys. It's fucking strange to me, but I'm like, if you want to get to know me. And it sucks. I give them my IG, and it's like, shit, I don't want you to know that much of me. But it's important for you to know what I'm doing at this time. So I went out with this guy, and he was like, but aren't you a vegan? Aren't you vegan? Aren't you vegan? And I want to be like, fuck her, like sometimes, but the fuck, I want this chicken right now. But so yes, there was a time where I was vegan. Let's just go back to me now losing the weight. But when I found that I gained all that weight, I got excited because I knew what to do. I have all the tools I absolutely need in order to lose these 18 pounds and more and see it through, honey. Because the whole thing is getting to your pussy, for God's sakes. And I want to motivate you guys. If you have fell off somehow, some way, this is a perfect time to get the fuck up or get the fuck back up or think about it. We all started off strong in January, December. Actually, some of us even before. We got head starts. It is now March. Summer is about to approach soon. I don't know if we gonna make it then, but God damn it, we gonna try. I don't know about you, but I am not trying to be uncomfortable. I want to jump freely. I want to be able to take off that sweater in May just because it's fucking warm. I don't want to leave that sweater on because I'm afraid to show my arms. No, fuck that. Those days are over. And yes, I can scream out self-love. I love myself. I love myself. Well, you can say that a lot, but do you really feel that way? I want to show those arms. And regardless if I lost those 5 pounds or 4 pounds, I want to know that I'm coming from a place of love and esteem. And if I want to show my body because it's fucking hot, I can do that. And it's not a big deal. And I'm not going to be in my head. So this is my game plan, y'all. This is going to get very exciting. On my IG, I'm going to be the fucking person to watch because just consider me the David Noggins right now of glitter. I swear, Dave Noggins, he's the guy that, they call him the strongest man on the earth because he lost like 100 pounds in like 3 months or something because he runs a lot. And he does all of these crazy extreme things, but it's like, he's like, no, I'm not going to be unhappy. I'm going to get to where I need to be. So bitch, consider me Dave Noggins, just with some glitter. And no, I'm not running barefoot in Arizona. Not my thing. My feet are too cute. But anyways, all right. So I pulled out the big guns, y'all. The first thing I did was I brought me some chlorella. Number one, I realized in order for you to run, in order for you to do certain things, you need to set your body up for success. Sorry, your mind is not going to do that. I'm telling you, I learned from my grandma. You can get by with the help of your friends. Chlorella is your friend. For those who don't know what chlorella is a single-celled freshwater algae, okay? It contains proteins, vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber. One of the most important things about chlorella, it detox. It has nutrients in it that fight cell damage in our bodies and help reduce your risk of diabetes, cognitive disease, heart problems, cancer. When you take chlorella, let me tell you something, you're not hungry. If you are trying to juice or anything, it gets you faster in your detox. If you're drunk, for all my people who love their tequila and going out for brunch, pop 10 to 15 pills. I guarantee you're not going to be as drunk or at least hungover. If you find yourself in a most acidic state where you're sneezing all the time, where you have allergies, pop some chlorella. I finally had a common sense moment. I ordered Amazon. I popped chlorella, started with that, and I was like, okay, let me get in gear. And I did a juice fast. I did 3 days of just juice, like beets and carrots and cucumbers, and I made a belly fast elixir. I'm going to talk about this on my IG, where I just did cucumber, ginger, and pineapple. I also added some turmeric. It's the bomb. Mix this together, but the highlight is you get the skin of the pineapple, you boil that bitch, and you put it back in the juice. Oh, honey, I was sleeping. My belly was burning. I was sweating. The next day, my bed was so wet. That happened for the next 2 days. I was detoxing so fast. But I love it. This is an old island remedy. But I pulled out all the stops, y'all. So I was using chlorella. I did the juicing. I boiled my fucking pineapple skin. And also, I made sure after my fast, those next 3 days, guess what? Back to being a vegan. I went shopping. I'm allergic to soy. It comes out my vagina horribly. I have to avoid soy, but I got into the filled crust sausages, vegetables, potatoes, anything that does not have meat, butter, vegetable oil. I did this for a week and a half. Y'all, I didn't sneeze. My skin is back normal. I don't have those red hashes. And I'm not hungry. Chlorella is a fucking bomb. Also, I added the sea moss to feel better. Second week, I did the same thing again, but instead of a 3-day fast, I did a 2-day juice fast. Worked out all the time. When you fast, some people say that's when you take it easy, don't work out. I say if you really want your body to detox and if you want double the benefits, work out. Work. Just don't pass out though, please. But work the fuck out. Sweat it. Consider yourself a furnace. Burn it all out. And that's what I did. I got on the scale by the second week and 10 pounds dropped. Next day, I still don't trust it. Got on the scale again. Okay, 10 pounds dropped. I'm like, yes, I know what I'm doing. Let's continue. We're going to have a very good fucking time, y'all. I am shook. I am like, I can't go back. And the thing is, the whole headstrong shit, no. Fuck headstrong, honey, I'm smart. Until I can say no, until I can feel no, guess what? I will be popping chlorella, getting some sea moss, adaptogens. Why do we stop? Because of time. I don't have time. But you got time to take your ass to work. You have time to turn on the TV and find out the World War III is happening. You gotta have time for you. Make yourself a juice. Take those 2 minutes to pop those 13 chlorella pills and have some water. You gotta have time for you. And there's another thing that can motivate you to get you back into this game. Sometimes you gotta reach for the best feeling. Come on, y'all. Everybody, if you're listening to me, you can go back to a time where you felt your healthiest. How was it? Were you nicer to people? Did you sleep better? Did you come harder? Were you just happy? The worst can happen around you and it didn't matter because you felt good. Go back to that time. Don't you want more of that? Taking that time to be happy. Finding that joy. And that's my thing to you. If you're afraid, if you have not been on the scale, and like I said, I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't want to make you crazy. But if you really want to see what you're doing right now, or if you want to figure this out, where are you? One, you can ask yourself, how the fuck do you feel? Check in. It's so weird, right? But how am I feeling today? What's going? Oh, all this shit is going on, but how do I feel? Then if you really just want fucking clarity, and only if you can really, really have the stomach for you strong enough, get on a fucking scale if you can. Don't cry about it. Sit and then find solutions. When things happen, when we gain weight or we fall out of track, it's not about feeling, yeah, sometimes you do feel like a loser, but you're not a failure. It's about getting back up again and doing it and doing it right and knowing what went wrong. This is what this game is about, man. But I'll tell you this, though. The next time I have a sexual health advocate who wants to come and serve me, oh, baby, I am going to look at the full show. And I'm not even going to get a cramp in my neck. I want to see it all. That's worth it enough to juice. That's worth it enough to pop those chlorellas. I want to see it. And that's how you get to your pussy.